if you put your home on the market and you price it correctly and you market it and position is more important than price. If you position it correctly, what that allows you to do is actually sell it quicker. So one of the differences in some of our marketplaces is, like for the Rolla market and the Lake market as an example, people aren't in a time crunch. Most of the time, they're not in a hurry. A lot of times in Pulaski County, they have to buy a home, they have to sell a home because military move, whatever, job transfer, whatever they may be. So what that causes is a lot of differences in our market stats. And so you'll see, like as an example, number of closed sales were less in Rolla than they were in Pulaski. We talk about days on market in Rolla were increased. Number of inventory was more.
Right.
And so what that tells me, and same with the Lake, and it's it's interesting to dive into this, but my perspective on it is when you look at the marketplaces like Rolla and Lake of the Ozarks, the reason those numbers are very parallel in a lot of instances is because people aren't, again, in a time crunch. They don't have to buy, they don't have to sell. And so what that causes is people will put their home on the market and kind of test the market. Well, let me put it on this price and let's just see what happens.
If I get an offer, I get an offer.
And if I get an offer, I get an offer, right? Or, and like same thing with a buyer. Maybe a buyer will test the market. And so let's see how low I can get them in the price. And it really causes some inflated numbers. And I think one of the jobs that I take very seriously as a team leader is to make sure that we're educating our clients so that they're not making that wrong decision. I think a lot of times I've talked to sellers in the past and buyers in the past that if they just had someone slow down and educate them on what that actually looks like, and if you put your home on the market and you price it correctly and you market it and position is more important than price. If you position it correctly, what that allows you to do is actually sell it quicker. Because what you will see is that there's homes that sit on the market for 12 months plus. That also, but our average is under 60 days. So what does that also mean? That also means that there's homes that are selling the first day on the market. Which one do you want to be, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that you just position, you have that conversation, you understand what these numbers actually mean, because they tell a story. And I think if you just understand them, it can kind of deter some people because they can think, it would be very easy to look at this data in comparison and say, well, days on market increased, number of inventory increased, home sales are decreased. That means that the market's crashing. But in reality, if you dive into, which I have, and you dive into that inventory, what you will see is that the inventory that isn't selling is either overpriced, improperly positioned, not prepared for the marketplace, and there were just certain things that weren't done correctly, and that inventory is going to sit no matter the marketplace. So it really throws off some of the numbers. But what I think is really interesting, let's look at the homes that actually do sell. Let's look at the homes that do sell, and let's look at the ones that sold, and let's look at those days on market. The majority of those, the days on market is way lower, and they sell quicker because they were positioned correctly. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think the people that go in with the mindset they're going to put it in high, just put it in high, and it sits on the market for so long, I don't think they get educated on, you only get one time to really make an impression with your listing. And then it sits on there for 12 months. Then they make $50,000 in price reductions. So it looks better when it just came on the market or when it's been on for 12 months with $50,000 reductions. Now people are asking, well, is there something wrong with this property?
You want to eliminate, as a homeowner, you want to eliminate any doubt that a buyer could have in their mind. And the longer you're on the market, the more doubt that creeps in. The more price reductions, the more doubt. And it's just 100% because you get one shot at a first impression. You got to make it count. That's in person, that's curb appeal, that's how the house smells, that's how it appears, all of that. But also, that's for like a showing. But what about online? How does it appear online? And that's why I say positioning is more important. Positioning has to do with pricing, marketing, market conditions, all of that, because pricing is a part of positioning, right? And so I think that if we just really do a good job as the real estate professional and talking about how to position the home versus how to price or prepare the home, because that's a part of positioning, that really will help move the needle. And what I love about this conversation is that we have amazing listing agents that consistently, our average days on the market is less than the market, so we beat the market. And our average sales price or list the sales price, which is probably more important, meaning that not only do we sell our homes quicker, we sell them for more money and we are better negotiators than the market. All that comes down to positioning and understanding the market.